Hi, my name's Jessica Monroy, and I am doing my professionalism rubric. So I have that pulled up here, and to kind of go over that and do my evaluation. So for this assignment, I took some time to really reflect on my professionalism throughout the semester and using the MSW professionalism rubric. So I tried to be honest with myself and to think about how I've shown up across my classes, my practicum, and the other responsibilities that have come along with this. So overall, I would rate myself at mostly a 4 or the outstanding range with two areas that I have graded myself at a score of 5. So the first one is engagement. And on this one, I rate myself a 4. So I did consistently show up to attend classes. I showed up on time. I stayed for the entire session. Also made sure I was prepared by completing readings and assignments ahead of time. One strength that I've noticed is that I try to connect what we're learning in class to my practicum experience, especially working in the juvenile court. That has helped me stay more engaged because I can see how the material really applies in real life situations. And then at the same time, I know that there were moments where I could have participated more in discussions, and sometimes I hold back if I'm unsure. So one area I want to work on is speaking up more consistently, even if I'm still processing my thoughts. The next area to be graded is collegiality. And so for this one, I did rate myself at a 5. I believe that I consistently showed respect toward my classmates and my instructors, both in person and online. In the discussions and the assignments, I tried to be supportive and thoughtful in how I responded to others. And I also made sure my communication, especially through email and group work, stayed professional and respectful. So I think being in a helping profession, naturally, it pushes me to be mindful of how I interact with others. And I've carried that into the classroom. So moving forward, I want to continue strengthening this by being even more intentional about encouraging others and creating a positive learning environment. The next section to be graded is number 3, the growth and development. And for this, I rated myself at a 4. This semester has honestly required a lot of growth, especially balancing school, my practicum, and my work responsibilities. And so one of my strengths is that I'm open to feedback and I'm willing to apply it. I've noticed that I've become more self-aware, especially in how I manage stress and how I show up professionally. I've also been more intentional about self-care. But I'll be honest, this is it's still an area that I need improvement, hence why I put the 4 and not the 5. I still have room to improve on this. There are times through the semester where things felt overwhelming, and I realized how important it is to take care of myself so I can show up fully for other people and be involved in my practicum and in my work life and all the things. So moving forward, I want to be more consistent with self-care and to continue building my confidence as a developing social worker. The next thing to be graded on is communication, number 4. And on this one, I rated myself as a 4. I feel that I communicate in a respectful and professional way, both in my writing and in conversations, group work, things like that. In my practicum, I've had the opportunity to practice using empathy and active listening with clients and families. And that's really helped me grow in how I communicate, not just in the field, but also in the classroom. I also try to be mindful of using respectful and inclusive language when interacting with others. One of the great things about my practicum and just the social work profession in general is that I get to work with all different kinds of people and backgrounds, religions, all the things. So one area that I want to continue improving is my confidence in my communication, especially in situations where I may feel unsure or when I'm having like difficult conversations with people. So just kind of improving that confidence. The next part to be graded is adherence to social work values. And so for this, I rated myself a 5. This is the other 5 that I rated myself at. And I take the NSW Code of Ethics seriously, especially when it comes to confidentiality, to dignity and worth of a person, and commitment to equity. So through my practicum, I've had real experiences where the values matter, especially working with youth and families involved in the court system. I've been very mindful about maintaining confidentiality, which is a big thing in my practicum and social work experience, and just in that profession in general. And approaching each client without judgment. I think that that's a very big part of building rapport and forming relationships and being able to communicate and all those things. Also try to stay aware of diversity, equity, and inclusion and how those factors impact individuals and families that I work with, especially in the rural settings where there can be additional barriers. And then, of course, after I post this, I will add this video link here, and then I will turn that in. But overall, I feel really proud of the effort and growth that I've shown this semester. At the same time, I know that professionalism is something that I will continue to develop over time. And so as I move forward in the program and into my career, I want to focus on continuing to build my confidence, staying consistent with self-care, and continuing to grow my professional identity. So thank you.